gouge out his eyes. You know.
Hello, excuse me.
Blood.
It's just a piece of watermelon I wanted, you know.
Sorry. Hold on. All right. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, so keep looking.
I mean, when did we go from looking for a man or a date in a bar to on the internet? When did that happen?
We are not looking for a date.
And so what you're seeing here are scenes from the 48-hour Guerrilla Filmmaking Challenge. Of course, this is in collaboration with Film TT. And you're seeing on screen Penelope Spencer, who was a writer and casting director. And also we have Cecilia Salazar, who is acting against Penelope Spencer in this scene. And so we are actually going to be talking about that workshop and that 48-hour Guerrilla Filmmaking Challenge this morning, because it is part of a script-to-screen workshop, which is a 2-week capacity building program with a guerrilla-style filmmaking approach led by none other than Nigerian producer, filmmaker, and fixer, Mr. James Amuta. And he is actually joining us on Zoom this morning. And we also have in studio with us a workshop participant and somebody who gets it done. She's also the fixer. She was in charge of catering, and she also scouted the location. And that is Miss Princess Donalan, who I have on set with me. Good morning, Princess. Good morning, James. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can hear you.
Nice. James, how are you? Are you, well, I don't think you're in TNT yet, so where in the world are you?
Oh, I'm in Lagos, Nigeria.
Lagos, Nigeria. Greetings, sir, greetings. I mean, I want to start with you first of all, because I wanted to know, what was the thinking behind partnering with Film TT for this sort of workshop?
I met the delegates from Film TT when they came to Nigeria for Film Festival, and they happened to, they came to the premiere of one of the films I produced and wrote, Collision Course, now streaming on Netflix. And we got talking. I got to discover a lot about the culture of Trinidad and Tobago, and then I figured out that we had similarities in terms of ambition and hunger for where we would like to take the industry to. And I decided we started having talks back and forth, and we arrived at, why don't we explore more powerful co-production opportunities? As you must be aware, the Nigerian film industry is very large, is advanced. The market size is huge, and here you have a similar industry with similar tastes. So what I felt was a good way to make this marriage work would be to actually do a workshop where I get to meet the filmmakers, assess the strengths of the filmmakers, let them understand how we also operate, and then see how we could harness, how we could create some sort of synergy. So it's about synergy and potential collaboration. That's what gave birth to this workshop.
Now, there's a script to screen workshop that's upcoming, and I see some of the elements that they're going to be focusing on in terms of visual storytelling. Tell us, what are some of the other topics that are going to be, thought about and promoted in this workshop?
So, as you know, I refer to myself as a guerrilla filmmaker, and visual storytelling is cinema. Visual storytelling is the lifeblood of film, and but also. Throughout the workshop, we actually explored directing, we explored location scouting, we explored producing, and then we even went technical. We went into cinematography and into actually building cost-effective rigs, and that to maximize your technical capabilities on a budget. So we went very deep, and I've come to, I developed a very deep, found respect for the filmmakers from Trinidad and Tobago. They had to work round the clock. They had to, 24 hours, 48 hours, they were creating films, churning out content. They were very passionate about the workshop, and I found that very incredible. So we explored almost everything under the sun when it comes to film.
Yeah,
it was very intense. Yeah.
And I do have one of the actors from that first film. I have Miss Princess Donnellan here in studio with me. Princess, I wanted to get your takeaway, not just from the workshop, but also from that, that sort of guerrilla sort of filmmaking style that you just went through.
They had catering in the Cliff Notes.
They did have catering in the Cliff Notes.
I can't even boil rice adequately. For me, the takeaway, I mean, this has been an amazing couple of weeks, this workshop. Primarily, I've been busting my ass, you could say ass, in TV for like...
No, we can't.
Sorry.
We have a delay, so let's hope that we take care of that.
Sorry. I've been working on productions for about 20 plus years, and always putting mine to the side. Yes. So this workshop is like it's almost like a rebirth and inspiring. We had 1-minute challenges, and James was so free in all of his knowledge. It was absolutely amazing. It's like getting a complete crash course in film. And it also built a community, because these are people that we never would have worked together before. Garland Holder, he was the cinematographer on this, and he was also the story creator. Penny wrote this together in literally like hours, and Cecilia came on board, thankfully. So, and this community, let's be honest, it's very cliquish, it's very elitist. It's like the golf of film, I guess. So you have these pockets of people that always are working on, and it's not inclusive. This workshop, and especially this administration from TT, because I'm at the age where I've been through quite a lot of, they're doing so much. Like, this is the rebirth, I think, of young people. Yeah. And you're seeing them going out and just doing their stuff on web and not waiting for handouts or grants. They're just doing it, and it's so inspiring because we have so much great talent out there.
Now, Princess, you mentioned that you have been around for some time. Yeah. Something very interesting you said in terms of the industry sort of being elitist, sort of cliquish. How so? Can you give examples, and why do you think that is?
Well, I think, how do I put this politely, politically correct?
Politically correct.
Well, certain people would always get grants, for instance. We're going away from that. I think it's more inclusive now of whoever on the project, on the merited project.
Right.
We have this sort of attitude that we treat it as a hobby. So we think that corporate sponsorships, corporates will come and support this hobby. They want to see return on their investments. They don't want to support a hobby. So I think this workshop, for instance, shows us that we can just go out and do it. We don't need thousands of dollars.
Yes.
We just need a camera and a community, and that's what's lacking. We don't have that community. It's a lot of egos in film, and I think if we just get down to brass tacks and do it, and that's why I think that's what's keeping us back from going out there, is that we don't put out enough quality to put us on international market. And then we have the media stations who don't support local. I mean, your ratio of...
Not TTT.
No, I'm glad you all are doing mixed up now, but I mean, in the past, and you all have done some great local shows in the past, but predominantly you import foreign shows. You know, you spoon feed the North American values and we want to see ourselves on TV. We need to hear our own voices, you know, so I think you all have a part to play too.
I hope that we can play that part. But I wanted to get some more details, Princess, in terms of the Guerrilla Filmmaking Challenge, because I know that there were some guidelines, 5 minutes long. Just walk us through exactly what that whole project entailed.
So they gave us this challenge. They were pretty awful at about late on Friday evening, and to put ourselves into groups of 3 to come up with a 5-minute film, black and white or mono, I can't pronounce it properly right now. And yeah, so it was intimidating because you don't know if people are going to want to work with you, fair rejection, all that. And on a whim, I called Garland. He didn't even look at the email yet, so this was Saturday, and then we bashed with some ideas, some a little bit too big to put together in such a short time. And based on his story idea, Penny then battered down and got a script out, and we called Cecilia. And that was the beauty of working with experienced actors too, is that you don't have time for
you can call them on the fly. Yes,
that
they
too,
can. Wow, that's amazing.
Begging a favor. So, and then Garland shot and edited it. So thank you, Garland. Garland is amazing. Somebody I wouldn't have worked with, you know, and who has been around the industry.
Who I believe is the cinematographer, editing and story creator.
As well.
Well, good morning to you, Garland, wherever you are. I want to bring back James in. James, do you see any sort of co-production coming out of this partnership with TNT, and of course what you are doing with your guerrilla sort of style of filmmaking?
Yeah, of course. Of course, that's the entire plan. I've always been I've been a big champion of international co-productions, and quite recently I went to Paris, I went to France to explore co-production opportunities, and also in talks with some other countries to explore co-production opportunities, and with Trinidad and Tobago, considering the similarities in our culture and the beautiful, beautiful location and how colorful the culture is. Definitely, co-production is in the works. We actually, so the physical side of this entire workshop, unfortunately, I was supposed to head down from France, but a lot of things happened, so we had to do it virtually. But I'm coming down for us to make a film. So at the end of this challenge, this workshop, we're actually creating a physical, tangible product that the intention is it's a collaboration between Nigeria and Trinidad and Tobago, of course, to be filmed on location in Trinidad and Tobago. But the goal of this film will be the challenge we're going to give ourselves, as filmmakers right now, is to get into one of the Academy qualifying film festivals, international film festivals, to get in there with something powerful. And I think we're already halfway there, because from the workshop, I noticed one of the things that was missing. We had brilliant filmmakers, but everybody was working solo. Now, hopefully, a community has come together, a community has formed, and this will be something that will be ongoing. These filmmakers will keep talking to themselves, will keep connecting. And by the time I'm on ground, we'll pool all our resources together, we'll bring our strengths together, and we'll create this masterpiece. We'll create something.
James, I have to ask you as well. James, I have to ask you as well. You have been mentioning that sort of guerrilla style filmmaking all morning. What is a guerrilla style filmmaking? What would you define that as?
So, well, I think I'll have to borrow a line from the Segiolini classic, "The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly."
Right.
The line that says, "If you want to shoot, shoot, and don't talk." Right. So guerrilla filmmaking is when you have to get rid of all the excuses that keep you back, like, oh, we don't have this gear, we don't have this permission, we don't have this, we don't have that. So so with guerrilla filmmaking, you don't concentrate on the bottlenecks, on the restraints. You transform whatever you have into world-class gear. So you transform your friends to actors. You take your phone and you transform it into a cinema camera. You take a DSLR and you turn it into a cinema line camera. So you're just moving. You take your car and you turn your car into a Russian arm, into a track and dolly. You create things. You just shoot. So yeah, that's it. And then also one of the principles of guerrilla filmmaking that I like to extol is the fact that you have to be a consummate filmmaker, right? Don't learn as much as possible so that you can be very hands-on.
Yeah.
So that you can shoot, you can tell the story, concentrate on telling the story visually as passionately as you can. Yeah. So that's it.
And James, before you go, James, before you go, is it that you're coming? Well, this is a two-parter. Are you visiting us soon? And I think I also heard that you have some films or some productions right now on Netflix. Is that true?
Oh yes. So I wrote and also produced and also served as one of the producers for Collision Course. I also served as one of the producers for Oloture, and Elisha by the King's Osman is also there. And then what was associate producer on the Netflix series Blood Sisters. So yeah, there's quite a few out there and all that. Yeah.
Nice. And will you be visiting TNT soon?
Oh yes, I would love it. It's in the works. Yeah. Well, I'll be there. I've been looking forward to it. It's something that we've been, it should have happened a few weeks ago. But yeah, we're stuck in Paris doing some stuff. So, but yeah, we'll make it happen. It's something. There's already a project on the ground. I have films that I need to reshoot. The films that were presented to me from this workshop, I've identified a few of them that that I intend to discuss with the filmmakers. In fact, I've already told them that I intend to reshoot some of these films,
Nice.
film them, elevate the production values a bit, and then add them to an anthology of films. And then we're also exploring making the workshop project. So yeah, I'm gonna be there if you guys.
Well, we look forward to seeing you, James. Let me thank you.
I'm already eager for us to
Thank you so much, James. Let me thank you so much for joining us this morning. We look forward to see you. And of course, when you come here, you know you have to come to TTT Studios as well. So looking forward to see you in person the next time you're here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Have a good one.
Beautiful day.
You too. And that was Nigerian filmmaker Mr. James Amuta, who joined us on Zoom all the way from Lagos in Nigeria. And we also have on set with us producer, fixer, location manager, etc. Because she wears so many hats, Miss Princess Donalan, just telling us about that recently concluded script to scene workshop where they were talking about that 48-hour guerrilla marketing challenge and that 5-minute production that they have. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We're going to take a break and be right back. But stay with us because remember, we have Shamla up next with Unique Not Different. Stay with us.